Be me, 41, CEO and co-founder of tech startup in San Francisco. Company is called Streamline. We make project management software for remote teams. Series B funded, $18 million in the bank, 85 employees. I own 35% of the company, worth $12 million on paper. Been building this for 6 years, scraped through the early days. Finally hit product market fit. Revenue growing 40% year over year. $4.2 million ARR, on track to hit $8 million by year end. Live in a renovated loft in Soma, drive a Porsche Taycan. Wardrobe is all Everlane and Reformation, tech feminist aesthetic. LinkedIn bio says building the future of work, one woman at a time. Regular speaker at women in tech conferences, minor Twitter following. My co-founder is Michael, 43. He's the CTO. He built the original product, wrote the first 50K lines of code. Not a people person, classic engineer, lives in hoodies and Allbirds. Works 70-hour weeks, barely talks in meetings, just codes. We've had tension for years, the classic CEO-CTO dynamic. I want to move fast, pivot, try new things, chase growth. He wants to refactor, optimize, fix technical debt, build it right. I'm the face of the company, doing podcasts, courting investors. He's in the basement server room, debugging production issues at 2 a.m. Honestly, I've always felt like he doesn't respect me. In board meetings, he'll contradict me on technical decisions. He'll say things like, "That's not how it works," or "That's impossible." Makes me look stupid in front of investors, undermines my authority. I tell him this in our one-on-ones, he just shrugs. I'm telling you the technical reality, not trying to undermine you, but it feels like undermining. It feels like he thinks he knows better, which technically he does know better about code, but I'm the CEO. Vision beats technical knowledge. That's what leadership is. Recently, things have gotten worse, much worse. We hired a new engineering manager, woman named Priya, 29, Stanford grad. She's smart, ambitious, great at communication, everything Michael isn't. I see her as future leadership material, maybe VP of engineering someday. But Michael keeps rejecting her proposals, shutting down her ideas. She comes to me frustrated, almost in tears sometimes. He won't even listen to my suggestions, just says it's not a priority. He talks over me in engineering meetings, dismisses my concerns. This is classic. This is textbook toxic male behavior in tech. Michael is gatekeeping, protecting his territory, keeping women down. I start documenting these incidents, building a case. Meanwhile, company culture is shifting. I'm making it happen. Hired a VP of People and Culture, woman named Zara, 38, very progressive. She implements new policies, inclusive language guidelines, bias training, mandatory sessions on allyship, bystander intervention, calling out microaggressions. The engineers resist. Of course they do. They always resist change. Michael especially. He sent me an email after the first training. This was a waste of 4 hours. We have a product to build. The engineers are already stretched thin. They need to code, not attend seminars. I forward it to Zura. See what I'm dealing with. This is the problem. Board meeting in March. I'm presenting our Q1 numbers. Revenue is slightly behind plan. Churn is up a bit. Not terrible, but not great. Michael presents the engineering roadmap. It's conservative. We need to spend Q2 on infrastructure, paying down technical debt. The code base is fragile. We're having too many production incidents. One of the board members, guy named Jeff, asks the obvious question. Can't you do infrastructure and new features at the same time? Michael shakes his head. Not with current headcount and sprint capacity. We're at 80% utilization. We need to either slow down features or hire more. I jump in. We can do both. Michael is being too conservative. We have the funding. We have the runway. We need to move faster. Michael looks at me, tired. We can't code faster by hiring more people. That's not how software development works. Adding people slows things down short term. Jeff looks confused. I look stupid. I'm furious. After the meeting, I pull Michael aside. You made me look like an idiot in there. I told you the technical reality. Same as always. Your technical reality undermines my leadership. My technical reality is just reality. You're the one making promises we can't keep. That's it. That's the moment I decide he has to go. Not immediately. Can't fire a co-founder CTO without a plan. But I start laying groundwork, talking to board members one-on-one. Michael is holding us back with his conservative approach. He's not a culture fit anymore. He resists our diversity initiatives. I think we need more progressive technical leadership. Some board members are skeptical. He built the product. He knows it better than anyone. Others are sympathetic, especially the newer ones who don't know him well. I frame it as growth versus stagnation, future versus past, inclusive versus toxic. Meanwhile, I'm also building up Priya, giving her visibility. Invite her to board meetings to present, put her on customer calls. She's great at it. Articulate, confident, impressive. Start floating the idea, what if Priya took on more technical leadership? Board is intrigued. She's clearly talented, good communicator. But everyone knows she's been here 8 months. Michael built this company. April, another incident. This one is perfect for my narrative. Priya proposes a major architectural change, microservices migration. Would require 6 months of work, touching every part of the code base. She presented an engineering all hands. It's compelling, modern, buzzword compliant. Michael listens, asks questions, then says, no, not now. We don't have the stability to do this migration safely. Microservices add complexity we're not ready to manage. Let's table this for a year. Focus on stability first. Priya is devastated. Feels like he's blocking her for political reasons. She's not wrong to feel that way. He is blocking her, but for technical reasons. She comes to my office. He's never going to let me lead anything meaningful. I'm thinking about leaving. I can't grow here with him as CTO. This is my opening. What if he wasn't CTO anymore? She looks shocked. What do you mean? What if you were CTO? What if you led engineering? She's quiet, processing. He's a co-founder. You can't just fire him. Let me worry about that. Would you want the role? Yes, of course, but I don't have his experience. You have the right leadership approach. That's more important than experience. Spend the next 2 weeks preparing, building the case. Document every time Michael contradicted me in meetings. Every time he pushed back on culture initiatives. Every time he said no to Priya or other women engineers. Frame it as pattern of behavior, toxic masculinity, hostile work environment. Get Zura, the VP of People, to write up a formal assessment. Michael exhibits concerning patterns of gatekeeping and resistance to feedback. Multiple female engineers report feeling dismissed or undermined. His leadership style is incongruent with our values around inclusion. It's HR speak for he's a problem. It's beautiful. Schedule board meeting for early May, special session. Discussion of leadership and technical direction. Michael doesn't know what's coming. He thinks it's about hiring plans. I present my case, 25 slides, professionally made, devastating. Concerning patterns of behavior from technical leadership. Cultural misalignment with company values. Risk to retention of diverse talent, specifically Priya. Show the data, the incidents, the complaints from Priya. Zara backs me up. From an HR perspective, this is untenable. We risk losing our best female engineering talent. Michael is sitting there, stone-faced, finally realizes what's happening. Board member Jeff speaks up. These are concerning allegations. But Michael built this product. He's been here since day one. Can we address these issues without replacing him? I play my trump card. He's threatening our Series C. Investors want to see progressive leadership, diverse executive team. Every pitch I take, they ask about our leadership demographics. Having an all-male technical leadership team is a liability. Another board member, woman named Sarah, nods along. That's true. Diversity is a major factor in funding now. Michael finally speaks. Voice is quiet, controlled. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're firing me because I'm a man. And because I've made technical decisions you disagree with. I'm ready for this. That's a reductive and defensive characterization. This is about leadership approach, cultural alignment, and growth mindset. He looks at me, something breaking in his expression. I've worked 70-hour weeks for 6 years building this company. I've kept the product running. I've built the team. I've fixed every crisis. And you're firing me because I told you no a few times. Jeff speaks up. How would the transition work? Who would take over? Priya would step up to CTO. She's ready for the role. Michael laughs, bitter. Priya's been here 8 months. She's never built anything from scratch, never scaled a system. She's a great engineer, but she's not ready to be CTO. Sarah jumps in. That sounds like gatekeeping, Michael. Maybe that's exactly the kind of thinking we need to move past. The vote happens. It's 3-2 to remove Michael as CTO. Me, Sarah, and one other board member who wants to back the CEO. Jeff and one other vote against, but they're outvoted. Michael is offered a strategic advisor role, which is a fancy way of firing him. He declines. I'm not going to watch you destroy what I built. Signs the separation agreement, gets his equity vested, walks out. I feel a mix of relief and guilt. Push the guilt down. This was necessary. This was evolution. This is progress. Announce it company-wide the next day. Carefully worded email. Michael is stepping down as CTO to pursue other opportunities. We're excited to announce Priya as our new CTO. This reflects our commitment to diverse and inclusive leadership. Engineering team is shocked. Silent Slack channels. Nobody says anything. Priya accepts the role, starts immediately. She's nervous but excited. I give her the pep talk. You're ready for this. I believe in you. Ignore the doubters. Prove them wrong with results. Week 1 with Priya as CTO, honeymoon phase. She's in all the meetings, making decisions, setting direction. Approves the microservices migration she proposed. Engineering team starts planning. Also approves 3 other major initiatives she's been pushing. I'm thrilled. This is the velocity I wanted. This is moving fast. Week 2, first production incident. Major bug in the payment processing. Customers can't upgrade their accounts. Revenue is literally stopped. Sales team is panicking. Priya is in the war room with engineering, trying to figure it out. Takes 6 hours to fix. Turns out it's related to some code Michael wrote. One of the senior engineers, guy named Tom, figures it out. This is a race condition in the billing microservice. Michael put a lock here to prevent this exact issue. Someone removed it during a ref factor last week. Priya looks defensive. We were cleaning up technical debt. That lock was causing performance issues. Tom looks tired. It was causing performance issues because it was preventing a race condition. The performance issues were the symptom, not the problem. Incident gets resolved. I send out a company-wide email. Thanks to the team for quick resolution. These things happen. But internally I'm worried. 6 hours of downtime is bad. Week 3, another incident. Database migration goes wrong. Takes down the entire product for 4 hours. Customers are furious. We lose 2 major accounts that were already on the fence about churn. $60,000 in ARR gone, just like that because of an outage. Engineering team is stressed, working around the clock. Tom comes to me, asks to talk privately. I'm worried about the technical direction. We're moving too fast, making too many changes at once. The microservices migration should wait until we're stable. I'm defensive immediately. Priya is the CTO. She makes those calls. I know, but she's new. She doesn't know the code base like Michael did. Are you saying she's not qualified because she's a woman? Tom looks shocked. What? No, I'm saying she's new. That's just a fact. It sounds like you're undermining her because of bias. I'm literally trying to help, trying to prevent more outages. In the meeting, support your CTO or find somewhere else to work. He leaves looking defeated. I feel powerful and righteous. Month 2. Things are deteriorating fast. We have 8 production incidents in 4 weeks, used to average 1 per month. Churn is spiking. Customers are complaining about reliability. Engineering team is working nights and weekends. Morale is tanking. 3 senior engineers quit. All men, all Michael's original hires. They don't even give real reasons, just pursuing other opportunities. I'm starting to panic, but can't show it. Have to support Priya. She's overwhelmed and over her head, working 80-hour weeks. But she won't admit it, won't ask for help, just pushes harder. Approves more initiatives, more changes, trying to prove herself. The code base is becoming unstable. Systems are breaking. Month 3, the catastrophic failure. Friday afternoon, 2 p.m., entire platform goes down. Not a partial outage, complete failure, everything offline. Database corruption, cascading failures across microservices. Nobody knows how to fix it. Priya is in panic mode. Senior engineers are trying everything. Nothing works. Hours pass, customers are screaming. Sales team is losing deals. Twitter is lighting up with complaints. Tech press is covering it. Streamline suffers major outage. Customers unable to access platform. Saturday morning, still down. This is a disaster. Priya finally admits, I don't know how to fix this. The architecture is more complex than I understood. Tom, one of the senior engineers who hasn't quit yet, speaks up. We need Michael. He's the only one who knows this system deeply enough. I'm resistant. Absolutely not. We can figure this out. We've been trying for 16 hours. We need him. Another engineer agrees. He built this. He'll know what's wrong. Priya is crying now, exhausted and humiliated. Call him. I call Michael. Goes to voicemail. Call again. Nothing. Text him. Emergency. Platform is down. Need your help. An hour later, he responds, not my problem anymore. I text back. Please, customers are suffering. Company is at risk. He responds, you fired me and said Priya was ready. Sounds like you made your choice. I'm desperate now. We'll pay you consulting rate, whatever you want. Not interested, good luck. He blocks my number. I'm done, I'm fucked. Sunday morning, 48 hours of downtime. This is company ending. Board is having emergency meeting. Investors are panicking. Major customers are demanding refunds, threatening to sue. Finally get the platform back online Sunday night. 72 hours of downtime total, absolute disaster. We lost 30% of our customer base in one weekend. $1.2 million in ARR gone, plus refunds, plus legal costs. Engineering team is destroyed. For more quit the next week. Priya resigns. I'm not cut out for this. I'm sorry. She's right. She wasn't ready. I set her up to fail. But can't say that out loud. Just accept her resignation. Emergency board meeting Monday. It's a massacre. How did this happen? How did we get here? Jeff is furious. We fired our CTO who knew the system. Replaced him with someone with 8 months experience. And now we've lost a third of our revenue in one weekend. Sarah, who voted with me, looks sick. We need to bring Michael back. Offer him whatever he wants. I call him again from a different number. He picks up. Michael, it's me. We need to talk. He's quiet then. No, we don't. The board wants to bring you back, CTO again. I don't want to come back. We'll increase your equity, give you full control, anything. He laughs cold. You fired me for being a toxic male. Now you want me back because your diversity hire couldn't do the job. I went at the phrasing, but he's not wrong. It was a mistake. I made a mistake. The company needs you. The company needed me 3 months ago. You chose politics over competence. Now you're dealing with the consequences. He hangs up, doesn't answer again. Board votes to remove me as CEO that week. Installing an interim CEO, bringing an experienced turnaround person. I'm offered founder in residence role, basically fired but gently. My equity is still there, but the company is dying. Valuation has collapsed. Series C is canceled. Down to 40 employees, everyone good has left. 3 months later, company runs out of money. Can't raise more funding. Revenue too damaged. Reputation destroyed. Acquired for parts by competitor. $3 million acquisition. Barely covers the debts and the investor preferences. My 35% stake worth basically nothing, maybe $100,000 after everything. From $12 million on paper to $100,000 in reality. I'm 41, unemployed, startup failed, reputation in tatters. Tech press wrote about it. Streamline collapses after leadership shakeup. CEO fired CTO co-founder. Replaced with inexperienced exec. Company failed within months. I'm a case study now, a cautionary tale in business school. Try to get another CEO role. Investors won't touch me. You fired your technical co-founder for political reasons and destroyed the company. Try to get funded for a new startup. Nobody will invest. You chose ideology over competence. That's not a bet we take. 6 months after the collapse, see Michael on TechCrunch. He's starting a new company, already raised Series A from top VCs. Serial entrepreneur and technical leader launches new dev tools startup. Backed by $8 million from the same investors who wouldn't fund me. 9 months later, see Priya on LinkedIn. She's back to senior engineer role at a big tech company. Her title says staff engineer, not CTO. She's founder level. Good for her, honestly. She never should have been put in that position. I set her up to fail. She wasn't ready. Everyone knew it except me. 1 year after everything collapsed, living in a smaller apartment. Sold a Porsche, couldn't afford it anymore. Working as a consultant for early-stage startups, $150 per hour when I can get work. Making maybe $60,000 a year, used to make $200,000 plus equity. Go to a women in tech conference, used to speak at these. Now I'm just attending. Nobody recognizes me, or they pretend not to. Run into another founder, woman I used to know from the circuit. Hey, I heard about Streamline. That's rough. Yeah, it didn't work out. Can I ask what happened, like really happened? I'm tired of lying, tired of the narrative I built. I fired my CTO because I thought he was holding us back. Because he disagreed with me and I took it personally. Because I wanted to promote a woman and it felt progressive and right. She's listening, not judging, just listening. And she wasn't ready, and I knew she wasn't ready. But I convinced myself that belief mattered more than experience. That diversity mattered more than competence. My voice breaks, and I destroyed a $40 million company. Because I couldn't separate politics from business. Because I fired the person who built everything. And replaced him with someone unqualified because it felt like the right thing to do. She nods slowly. That's really honest. It's the truth. I was an idiot. I was ideological. I was wrong. And 40 employees lost their jobs because of my ego. We talked for a while longer. She's kind, doesn't pile on. But I can see it in her eyes. The same calculation everyone makes. Don't want to be associated with this person. Career poison. Walk home alone. Think about the choices I made. Think about Michael working 70-hour weeks while I did podcasts. Michael debugging production issues at 2 a.m. while I tweeted about feminism. Michael telling me the technical reality while I called him toxic. He was right about everything, every technical decision, every warning. But I couldn't hear it because I was so sure I was right. So sure that he was the problem, that his maleness was the problem. So sure that Priya could do the job just because I wanted her to. And it cost me everything, cost everyone everything. The company is dead, the employees scattered, the product shut down. All those customers who relied on us, just told to migrate elsewhere. All that potential, all that value, destroyed in 3 months. Because I fired the person who built it and replaced him with someone who couldn't maintain it. Not because of gender, not really, Priya could have been great someday. But because I prioritized identity over capability. Because I wanted the optics more than I wanted the results. Because I thought leadership was about vision and values. When really it was about making sure the product fucking works. 2 years later, working full-time at a consulting firm. Not my own firm, someone else's, I'm an employee again. Senior advisor, which is code for founder who failed. Making $90,000 health insurance for 1K match, normal job. Nothing wrong with it. Honest work pays the bills. But I used to be CEO of a venture-backed startup. Used to speak at conferences, used to be somebody. Now I'm the woman who fired her CTO and crashed the company. That's my legacy. That's what I'm known for. See Michael's new company announced Series B. $25 million. He's building a team, hiring aggressively. Check the job postings, engineering roles, all levels. Requirements, strong technical skills, ability to work in fast-paced environment. No mention of diversity quotas, no mention of gender. Just we hire the best people, which is what he always believed. And apparently investors agree, $25 million agrees. While I'm making $90,000 and working for someone else. Because I chose politics over competence. Because I thought being progressive mattered more than being right. Because I fired the person who made everything work. And learned the hardest lesson in business. That you can have all the right values in politics. But if the product doesn't work, none of it matters. If the platform is down for 72 hours, customers don't care about your diversity metrics. If the company fails, employees lose their jobs regardless of your intentions. Reality doesn't care about your ideology. Physics doesn't care about your politics. And code doesn't run on good intentions. It runs on competence, on experience, on knowledge. All the things Michael had and Priya didn't. All the things I threw away because I was sure I was right. Now I'm here, 43, working for someone else. Living in a one-bedroom, taking the bus to work. No more Porsche, no more loft, no more equity worth millions. Just a cautionary tale about what happens when you let ideology override reality. When you fire people for disagreeing with you. When you promote people because of what they represent, instead of what they can actually do. That's my story. That's my lesson. Learn too late, cost too much, but learn nonetheless. In the ruins of the company I destroyed, by firing the one person who could have saved it. Because he was a man and I wanted a woman. Because he said no and I wanted yes. Because he was right and I couldn't accept it. That's what killed the company. That's what ended my career.